Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Japan Business Podcast, episode 5. Last time we talked about Japanese business culture, and today we're going to talk about market research. So we're going to talk about facts and figures and how to better understand the Japanese market for your product or niche. So let's dive right in. I'm going to separate it into 3 segments again, and the first segment is going to be about the foundation of market research. The second segment will be tools and strategies for effective research, and the third one will be analyzing market trends and consumer behavior. Now, before we get into the details of market research, let us first define what market research is and why it's important. So I did a quick Google search, and the first thing that came up were 3 things. So market research is defined as the gathering and evaluation of data regarding consumers' preferences for products and services. That's pretty obvious. Then the second point was that it's the systematic collection and evaluation of data regarding customers' preferences for actual and potential products and services. And the last point was it is research that gathers and analyzes information about the moving of goods or services from producer to consumer. Identifying what the key components of a comprehensive market research are, or a research plan are, is, I think, even more important. So first of all, you have to understand, why are you doing market research? Which question are you trying to answer? Is it, who are my competitors? Or is it, can I sell this product on market ABC, in our case, Japan? Then the research strategy, to develop a strategic plan detailing the steps that need to be taken during the research process, from data collection to analysis. And then last but not least, what are the resources that you're going to use to basically identify those points and find out what the answer to your question is. And there are many different offers or many different market agencies out there or market analysis, market research agencies out there that help you with just that. The first one that I just wanted to pull up here is called Japan Consuming. And they have a monthly report that is generally on the retail market in Japan, on Japanese retail and consumer markets for brands, retailers, and investors. So this is a pretty good starting point if you want to get a better understanding on the Japanese retail market. There are many others like Carter JMRN, Cadence International, and Yuzu Kyodai. You can do your own research and find the ones that most resonate with you. I've gone with Japan Consuming because I have experience with them in the past, and I found them to be pretty informative. Just to understand, this is just a market report. If you want some more hands-on support, then the other 3 that I mentioned are certainly more helpful. Now, there are also other ways on how you can better understand the Japanese market without even asking for support or investing any money in market research agencies. And an amazing way to do so is a completely free tool called Google Trends. If you don't know Google Trends yet, I'll give you a quick overview and what you can do with it. So let's assume we're a manufacturer of stationery, pens and pencils, and we want to decide with which product we want to start in Japan. First of all, we are going to look for the Japanese market, obviously. So in the top right corner, you move from, if Japan isn't preset yet, you go to Japan. And then we're going to look for pencils and pens. So you'll ask me, but Eric, I don't speak any Japanese. How do I know what to look for? Well, you can use an English search term. That is an option. So let's put in pen, it's translation, and then see there are some results of that. But what I would recommend doing is to go to Google Translate and actually look for the Japanese term, copy it, and then go back to Google Trends, paste the Japanese term that you found, and then you will find a graph that is showing here what the interest over time is. Now this is just over the past day, so I would adjust this for the maximum time horizon available. That's from 2004 to present. You can go to the category, but I think here they don't have stationery, but you can go to hobby, I think. Hobby. I think they had something like this. Let me just look through it real quick. My apologies. No, it wasn't here. I thought it was here, but it was hobbies and leisure. There you go. They went to arts and entertainment, hobbies, and there you go. Okay, and then a web search, and then you can see here what the interest was. And since there hasn't been a significant change over the past 5 years, you can reduce that to the past 5 years and see what the interest over time was. Now you can also add another product. So we've said we are a stationery manufacturer and we want to look for pens and pencils. So let's go back to Google Translate, look for the term pencil, and then copy it, go back to Google Trends, include it here, and then go to search term, and you will see this is the search for pen, and this is a search for pencil. Which is in Japanese enpitsu. And then you can decide, you can already see, okay, the search term for pen is higher than for pencil. So it looks like there is more demand for pens than for pencil. You can, if you scroll down, you can see it here, how it's compared by subregions, which ones are searched, which search terms appear more often. It's pretty equal in all the prefectures. And then what is interesting for you to maybe narrow down your keywords whenever you do some marketing in Japan, be it SEO or some optimization of your post on online platforms, you can go to the related queries and find out what the related searches or queries were on Google in Japanese. So this is also very valuable to better understand if people looked for pen, what else were they looking for, or what was related to that search. So this is very helpful. Then I briefly touched on this in one of the prior episodes, where you can go to Amazon Japan, so amazon.co.jp, and go to the bestsellers page. And here you can go down to look for pens as well. And let's go, for example, to supplies, prime. Let's look what you're looking for. Devices, jewelry, computers, food, beverage, health, hobbies. That should be in hobbies. Model, hobby building, robots, trading cards. Not really. Let's go back where we look for stationery, and this is here in office products. Then finally I found this after pausing the video for a moment. then here in office supplies, writing and correction supplies, and then in pens and refills. There you go. So we found it. So here you will see what the best sellers in pens and refills are on Amazon Japan, which can also be very valuable. And understand here this one goes up to the I guess top 100. So you have the top 100 products on Amazon to better understand what you can do in regards to introducing your product to the Japanese market. So this is one way of how to use digital tools for market analysis. Of course, there are other tools like incorporating traditional research methods like surveys, interviews, and focus groups. And any of the market research agencies that I showed earlier should be able to help you with that. But I think what first and foremost is important after doing some initial market research is to analyze the market trends and the consumer behavior. So first of all, you need to understand the Japanese consumers. So Japanese consumers usually look for a more premium brand, but only, or let's say if it is a cheap brand, they look more for quality. So they want to avoid, they have a high risk aversion, and they want to avoid to buy a cheap product that does not work or does not fulfill the promise that it makes or what it's supposed to do. So they're more risk averse than US or European consumers. And it's important that you understand your ideal client avatar or client persona before moving on with your market decision in regards to market entry. So understanding that your consumer is very important, and then also interpreting market trends and predicting future developments in your niche. Just to give you a couple, we talked about pens right now a lot, but in general, anything that has to do with digital transformation, sustainability, SDGs, sustainable development goals, and then aging population. I mentioned this in episode 2 of the podcast. E-commerce growth or innovations in robotics and AI is something that is a trend in Japan. And if you like a product or service falls under any of those categories, you should have a pretty good chance of getting attention to work with business partners, find the right business partners, or get attention from clients. Now, what I would like to encourage you is to invest time and resources in market research. The reason being, I just want to give you an example of what we did for a prior client. We looked into who else is on the market and really compared the prices on Amazon, Yahoo, Rakuten, and in retail as well. And then we also looked for customer comments and to better understand where our client's product was lacking or had advantages compared to the competition on the market. So things like this are substantial for a successful market entry, to really understand from which angle you are going to need to target the Japanese consumer. Because if you just do a copy and paste of what you've already been doing in your local market, more likely than not, you will fail with your market entry and you will not be successful, or not as successful as you expect to. So again, take the time, use the resources to do some thorough market research, and you will have a lot better starting point to tackle the obstacles and to enter the Japanese market than if you didn't. In the next episode, we're going to talk about something related to my interests, public speaking, and how I used public speaking to improve my business activities with Japan. I hope you got some value from today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. This is Eric signing out. ありがとうございます。